friends, welcome to the Spice Route. Today I am going to make one of my favorite recipes, the Dal Makhni. And what we're going to do here is show you the ingredients for the Dal Makhni. If you noticed, I did add one ingredient here, but anyway, let me go through all of this. We start with dal. I had cooked the dal. This is black urad dal. You can actually see that there. It's whole black urad dal, along with 1 cup. It's basically 1 cup of urad dal and half a cup of rajma, soaked, and then I put it in the Instapot. You can put it in the pressure cooker for about 5 whistles. Let it get nice and mashed, and take it out and keep it separately. I added 1 spoon of salt to it, 1 teaspoon of salt, and you've just cooked it with salt and nothing else. Add about 3 cups of water to 1 cup of dal. So I used about 4.5 cups of water to 1.5 cups of dal, which is 1 cup of urad dal and half a cup of rajma. Makhni, so makhan, which is otherwise cream or butter. So we're going to use some heavy whipping cream in this. And then the other spices include ginger garlic paste, Kashmiri red chili powder. This, by the way, if you don't find, is okay. It's the Dal Makhni masala. Adds a lot of flavor. If you do find, great. If not, it's okay to skip. Garam masala powder, turmeric powder, salt, jeera, some hing, some green chilies finely chopped, some cilantro or coriander leaves finely chopped. This is the puree of 4 Roma tomatoes. I just put it in the mixie and that's it. And this is 2 onions finely chopped. And then we have some butter here. We are only going to use about 1 tablespoon of butter. Alright, so friends, what I have here is 1 tablespoon of oil and 1 tablespoon of butter mixed together. It's hot right now. I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of jeera into this and about 1/4 of a teaspoon of hing. Any dal you make, always add hing. It helps with digestion and it enhances the taste. Alright, so that's a 1/4 of a teaspoon of hing. And immediately into it goes my 2 finely chopped green chilies. And then we just start frying that. You don't need to go too far. Add the onions. This is 2 onions finely chopped. Now we're going to take about 7 to 8 minutes to let this onion start browning. So we need the onion to brown, not really become translucent. So we'll give it about 7 or 8 minutes and then we will show you how it looks. Alright friends, it's been about 7-8 minutes. You notice that the onions have started browning. So we're going to add the next few ingredients into this. The first thing that goes in is about a 1/4 cup of turmeric powder. The second thing that goes in is about 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons of ginger garlic paste. The third ingredient that goes in is Kashmiri red chili powder for color. And that's about 1.5 teaspoons of Kashmiri red chili powder. There's no heat in that, it just adds the red, vibrant red color. And I am also going to add about half a teaspoon of garam masala. Again, I eyeball this, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, but the typical measurements are about so much. So now you just start frying that as well. You've got to wait for a couple of minutes for the ginger garlic paste to fry. Again, I don't expect it to fry too much. I'm kind of mixing all the masalas in there along with the ginger garlic paste. Right at this point, we need to add our tomato puree. And I'm going to add the tomato puree to it. Remember, that is about 4 Roma tomatoes. I'm going to mix it up this way right here, and then I'm going to let this cook for about 10 minutes on medium heat. I'm reducing the heat to medium. So far we were cooking in high, reducing the heat to medium, putting a lid on it so that the oil starts separating, and then we will see you at that point. All right, friends, it's been about 8-10 minutes, and I'm just going to open the lid. You'll notice that the oil has started oozing out. This is the point. I do want to let you know, every 2 or 3 minutes I just stirred it a little bit, and now you notice that the oil has started oozing out there. So I'm just going to mix it up really well. This whole thing has become almost a paste, and right at this point I add a couple of other ingredients. I'm going to add the Dal Makhni masala. If you don't have it, that is perfectly fine. It adds a little bit of flavor and a lot of good. Dal Makhni has the dhania smell and all of that. I'm adding about 1 spoon of Dal Makhni, 1 teaspoon of Dal Makhni masala to this. And what you do is mix it up along with the tomato, and then the very next thing you do is add all of the cooked dal into this mix. And what we're going to do is we're going to add all the cooked dal into this mix. Remember, this is urad dal. It's got a very creamy texture, and you've got to mix this up really well as soon as you add it. I'm actually going to add one more thing into this right now, which is salt. Remember, I cooked the dal with 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add another 1.5 teaspoons of salt. That's about 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and I'm going to mix this up really well. And what I'm going to do is I am going to add about a cup of water into this, and then the water is going to cook along with the dal. Again, I'm going to move my flame to medium and let this cook for 20 minutes or so. Remember, I'm not showing you adding the water, but I am going to add the water, and I will close the lid and cook it for about 20 minutes or so, and then we will see how this looks at that point. It's been about 20 minutes that the dal has been cooking on low. I'm going to open, I have not even stirred it in the meantime. I'm opening it. You see that all the water has come up. I'm going to mix this up really well. You will see all the bubbling up. You will see some dal that is stuck to the bottom. It is okay. That is expected. And mix this up really well. It is at this point that you're going to add a couple of other things, and I will show you what. We're going to add, number 1, all of the coriander leaves, and that's that. And number 2, we're going to first of all mix this, and then we're going to add, I took about 3 tablespoons of cream. That's the whole idea of the Dal Makhni. And I mixed it up with water, and I'm going to just add all of that into it, mixed with water. So it's about 3 tablespoons of cream, and mixed it up with water to make it about 1/4 of a cup, a little more than 1/4 of a cup. And then you're going to mix this up really well. And by the way, Dal Makhni is a very, very creamy dal. It's absolutely fabulous with roti, naan, with just plain rice. Prefer basmati rice. The idea of Dal Makhni is you don't get any raw garam masala that is added to this. Everything is powdered. And what we're going to do right now is let this cook for another 5 minutes after the cream has been added. And then when we take this out, we're going to add just a dollop of butter to this to close this. But we're going to close this, close the lid here, allow it to cook again in low heat for about 5 to 7 minutes. And then we'll just add a dollop of butter and close the actual dal. It's been about 5-7 minutes since the dal has been cooking on low. Removing the lid, and you would notice again that the water has come up. All I'm going to do is add a dollop of butter to it. It's absolutely something that you can choose to do. It's already creamy the way it is. Mix it up with a dollop of butter on top, and that's it. Your dal makhni is absolutely ready. Yes, it is a long process. It's about half an hour, 40 minutes, but it's a very easy recipe that you should try. And this, remember, it's 1.5 cups, literally 1 cup of urad dal and half cup of rajma, but it does become quite a lot. So enjoy. Do subscribe if you like the recipe. Click the like button. Click the bell icon on YouTube. So I will see you with my next recipe soon. Thank you.